Hi there, I welcome you in classes with Brilliant Group of Institution Doha, Qatar. Today, as you are seeing, we're going to discuss about equation of motion during free fall. Now, what is this free fall exactly? Alright, so free fall, we coin the term free fall in a situation where an object is allowed to fall freely under the influence of gravity. Let me come again. I'm telling you that we are taking the situation of free fall for those objects which is allowed to fall under the influence of gravity. Perfect. So as I go ahead in the class today, you're gonna definitely relate it what exactly I'm talking about free fall is right now. All right. So in board, right now you see a ball is falling freely and it is under the influence of gravity, then the ball is said to be in free fall. Our topic was equation of motion during free fall, right everybody? Now see, let me recall first of all, what was the first equation of motion we had? You're gonna tell me V is equals with U plus AT. This was the first one. Then the second one was S is equals with UT plus half AT square. Perfect. The third one was 2AS is equals with V square minus U square. Beautiful. So this was the three equation of motion we learned where? In the fourth chapter. Perfect. Now what gonna happen right now? Right now during a free fall of an object, if I let an object fall freely under the influence of gravity, there will be a slight changes in this equation. This is the topic is about. Now you can definitely relate it by looking at the heading that what gonna happen to the three equation of motion when we're letting an object allowed to fall from a height. Perfect. So this is where the discussion point is today. After we know what gonna happen, we're gonna see how to solve numerical, which is a major headache for you guys, right? So we're gonna check it out today. All right. So let me give you a script before I discuss about the changes. The script goes like that. For an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, the acceleration so acceleration was denoted by A, right? So I'll write over A. Produce is the acceleration due to gravity. So this is the first change I introduce. All right. So you're gonna definitely relate it when I give you explanation regarding this, what's happening here. But this is what I'm underlining. The acceleration A, okay, produce is acceleration due to gravity. This is the first change we have. All right, and let me continue. And distance, which was S, right? Distance was S. Distance is the height is now h of the object. All right. So distance is the height of the object. This is the second change I have. This is it. This is it. What you need to know over here. For an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, the acceleration gonna be acceleration due to gravity. The distance gonna be height attained by an object. All right. This is what the key point right now is to understand. So see now. For an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, consider this object and is falling freely under the influence of gravity. Perfect. Object is falling freely under the influence of gravity. So when an object falls freely under the influence of gravity, see, from this point to this point, let me consider the object is falling. And this is the initial position. Initial position, right? So it is initial. So this is the initial position and this is the final position of the object. Perfect. Perfect. Now see, what is the definition of distance? You're gonna tell me that, sir, distance is the total path length covered from initial to final position of an object, isn't it? Hello, that's what the distance is. Perfect. So this distance could be taken also as height. You can clearly relate it now. Getting me? So here I go, the second change over here, and I have shown you first over here. All right. So read the script. check it over. That distance is the height. You can definitely relate me now what I am trying to explain. Now see the second one, everybody. For the second one, for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, first of all, you need to know an acceleration is produced. All right, how the acceleration is produced? You will ask me, sir, is the velocity changing? I'm going to tell you yes. There is a change in velocity for an object falling freely. All right, how it changes? It increases constantly, right? Right, I'm adding it. It increases in a constant rate. That's how the velocity changes. All right, get me very clear picture. What I'm trying to explain is for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, everybody, what gonna happen to the velocity? All right, so you will tell me, sir, the velocity will increase constantly. As velocity is increasing, okay, it will produce an acceleration. All right, now this acceleration is produced due to gravity, so I will write acceleration due to gravity this time, which is denoted by z. All right, so acceleration produces acceleration due to gravity, which is now value for a I have taken as g. Getting me, everybody? Now get me the next point. Very clear. All right, next point is for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, the acceleration produced will be constant. Did I told you that velocity will be constantly increasing? If sir, velocity will be constantly increasing, that makes me very clear logic that acceleration should be also constant. Right, now that constant acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square. Perfect. Now if you're gonna ask me, sir, how can you show me by calculation? So you need to wait for a couple of days. All right, I'm gonna definitely make a video and I will show you how acceleration becomes 9.8 meter per second square for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, but you need to stay tuned with us. All right, so you got me this, that the first equation can be denoted as what? V is equals with u plus at. Perfect. The second was s is equals with ut plus half at square. Perfect. Once again, the third is 2as is equals with v square minus u square. Perfect. Now there is a change. What are the change? Acceleration gonna be g and distance I gonna make h, right? So if I wanna rewrite it back, so how my equation will be? Let me take a beautiful color and let me make it that v becomes u plus, instead of a, guys, I will make g into t. All right, very good. So this one, number 2, s is equals with ut. So s gonna be h is equals with ut plus half a stands for g and t square. Okay, a will be changed to g. What I mean is number 3. So 2gh is equals with v square minus u square. So there you go. I guess you got very clear picture what I was trying to explain. So good afternoon, everybody who are watching me right now. And this is the changes you have. All right, now let me see the next part. What is the next part? Next part is the key point, everyone. Now what is this key point? See, I'm gonna make the utilization of those equations which I have learned right now. All right, now to utilize this, where I'm gonna utilize for solving numericals. All right, now since I will be solving numericals, I need to know 2 key points over here. Now what are those 2 key points? So clearly in class 9th physics, all right, you will be having 2 format of numerical. All right, where object is thrown upward or object is dropped downward. All right, these are the 2 format you have, and in this 2 format the majorities of the question keeps on coming. All right, and which is a very big problem for you people, I know that. So let me try figuring out that problem which you face in a very smart way. For an object falling downward, you're gonna take value for u is equals with 0. Getting it? When object falls downside, you're gonna take object of u is equals with 0. Whenever in a question they will ask object is dropped downward. So the first key point is you need to take u equals with 0, and acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, and how much is the value, sir? You will tell me 9.8 meter per second square. Is it constant? Yes, of course constant. Now next part is I need to take it positive. As I told you, for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity, all right, velocity will increase with time constantly. So since velocity increases with time, we know it is a positive acceleration. That was the definition. So for an object thrown vertically upward, all right, you're going to tell me value for v is equals to 0, sir, and acceleration will be negative. Clearly you can see, so acceleration is still the same thing. You have a 9.8 meter per second square, and this is going to be negative. Now see very properly, guys. So object is going upstairs. In this point, velocity reduces to 0. Right? Object is thrown upward. Let me throw it like that and see the slow mo of this. Object goes upward. In this point, it's gonna come to rest, right? Traveling, it's gonna come to rest. So what's happening? The velocity is reducing. After taking a rest, it comes down. Getting it? So it goes, stops. That's what I'm telling, rest. Stops. So since it stops, velocity is clearly decreasing. And if velocity decreases with time, acceleration will be negative. Perfect. So this is it. This is it. You have two key points over here. All right. The first one, for an object thrown downward, for an object dropped downward, u is equals with 0, acceleration is plus. For an object thrown upward, value for v is equals with 0 and acceleration will be negative. Perfect. All right. Let me have a quick revision of what we did. So we learned the term free fall. You can definitely relate it now for an object falling freely under the influence of gravity. Perfect. Next one, we came to know what are the changes in the three equation of motion. Next one, we came to know that what are the format where they're gonna ask you as a question. They means the examiner, right? What type of question they're gonna ask in this topic. So either the object is thrown upward or the object is dropped downward. Getting me? All right. So let me try solving our first question on the board. The question is, an object is gently dropped downward if the time of falling is 10 seconds. So you got an object is gently dropped from a height, right? So it's in key point number 1. You will tell me, sir, u is equals with 0. Perfect, perfect. Okay, acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, sir. What it will be? 9.8. Not given in the question. So you know it is a constant term. 9.8 meter per second square. Time is given how much? 10 seconds. So time is given 10 seconds in a question. All right. So an object is gently dropped downward. If the time of falling is 10 seconds, calculate with what velocity it will strike the ground. So it will strike the ground, right? With what velocity? See, one velocity is already 0. So what is the other velocity? So to know that, in entire formula, you have only two velocities. See very properly. See, this is the one, this is the second one. This is the one, right? This is the second one. This is the one, second one. So you have u and v only, right? So in this question right now, from key point, u becomes 0. So what is the next velocity they're asking? V. Perfect. Now see which equation I shall go with. So since now you're gonna write descriptive exam, okay, make sure you are going with the steps very properly. Okay, here value for u is equals with 0. I will make 1, 2 in step and other I will calculate without using the step. But in exam you need to go by steps. All right. So here u is equals with 0. Perfect. Value for g is how much? 9.8 meter per second square. Thrown downward, it will be positive. Perfect. The next given. What given? You will tell me, sir, time is given. So what's the time value? 10 seconds. Perfect. They're asking what's the value for v. So you can clearly relate. If you take the three equation, you will tell me, sir, I will solve it in v is equals with u plus gt. Perfect. Solve it further. Value for u is 0. Okay, plus value for g is 9.8 into value for time is 10 seconds. So what gonna be your answer? 98 SI unit meter per second. There you go. That's how you solve the first numerical. All right, getting me? Easy. Okay, object is thrown downward, so acceleration is positive. I have taken u is 0. All right, time is given and to find out the value for v. Okay, so I put the first equation of motion to get the answer. Let me solve the next one. Keep on solving question. That's the idea. You keep on solving question, you get more ideas. All right, the question is, a stone is released from top of a tower of height 19.6 meter. So let me make a tower first of all. So there you go, your tower is. So you have a stone thrown vertically downward like that. Okay, downward. What is the height of this tower given? You will tell me, sir, height is given. How much? 19.6. I told you height is the distance, right? Remember, height is the distance. How much? 19.6 meter. Perfect. Next, calculates its final velocity just before it touching the ground. So I need to calculate the final velocity. For an object falling downside, what you will apply? U is equals with 0. Your key point. Correct. Acceleration is, sir, acceleration due to gravity. How much is that? 9.8. Since it is falling downward, what are you going to take? Plus. Perfect. Now you are searching for final velocity. So what is the final velocity? With what velocity it will strike the ground? Okay, now see. Now see. Wherever in a question height involved, the first thing you can't pick v is equals with u plus 80, right? You can't pick this. Because height you have in the question and here you don't have height. Now what is the other two option you have? You will tell me, sir, I have h is equals with ut plus half gt square. Perfect. What is the next one? 2gh is equals with v square minus u square. So you have to go with either this one or this one. See, either we can find out height from here or we can find out height here. Getting me? Now the question is which one I need to pick. Now you will see at the question. Alright, let me rewrite the question very properly here. U is equals with 0. Acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. Now you can clearly write g over here directly like that. Okay. G is equals with 9.8 meter per second square. Very good. Okay, height is given 19.6 meter. Height is the distance, so not mentioning this directly, you can write height is given 19.6 meter, and then to find out the value for v is equals with what. So what I was trying to explain you that if the height is involved in any of the question, you can get with this one and this one, right? But you can't fix this one. Why so? Because in this part you don't have height value. So which one to select now? You will see in the question, if time value is given, you are going with this one. What if time value is not given? You are going with this one. Once again, whenever height involved in a question, okay, you have a two selection. Either you go with this one or this one. Getting me? Now, if time is given, you are going with this. What if time is not given? You are going with 2gh is equals with v square minus u square. Okay, okay. So I will see in the question, time value is not given. So which I will use? Tell me quick. I should hear up to. So you will tell me, sir, 2gh is equals with v square minus u square. Okay, now rest is mathematics. So 2 into value for g how much? 9.8 into height 19.6 equals v square. Okay, I was searching, all right, and u square is, there you go. Fine. So you will multiply both. Your answer is 19.6, all right, into 19.6 equals with v square. So you will square both. 19.6 whole square, right, equals with v square. Okay, now you can get the answer here also, or if you want me to go one more step, there you go. So 19.6 whole square. Okay, now you can cancel both. You got your answer 19.6. SI unit is meter per second. This is it. This is it how you solve the question. So far we have solved for an object falling downward. Let me see one more question, but this time the twist is the object is thrown upward. All right. So whenever object goes upward, you're going to tell me, sir, value for v is equals to 0, right? Acceleration is negative. How much? 9.8 meter per second square. Acceleration was acceleration due to gravity. In the beginning of the video, we have seen the two key points. So this is the second key point we have. All right. Now they're asking calculate the maximum height, but there is a number we have 49. What is that 49? And a ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. See, this velocity is 0. What will be the other one? Initially you will tell me. So this will be the initial velocity. How much is that? You will tell me 49 meter per second. All right. All right. Now what they're asking? They're asking to get the height. They're asking to get the height. All right. Again, you will see height involved, right? Again, you will see height involved. So first of all, you will write, that is so important to mention what you have. So here value for v is equals with 0. What is the reason? Because of object thrown upward. Acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, how much is that? Minus of 9.8 meter per second square. All right. And initial velocity is given. That's how you go, all right, in exam. Make sure 49 meter per second. All right, a correct method of doing a question. Then you need to calculate the height equals with what? Once again, you will see height is involved. Do you have time given in the question? No. So what is the formula? 2gh equals with v square minus u square. So this is what I was trying to explain you in the second question, that wherever time is given, h is equals with ut plus half gt square. Wherever time is not given, 2gh equals with, tell me, v square minus u square. Perfect. Now see, 2 into value for g how much? Minus of 9.8 into height we were searching. Okay, I'll put inside a bracket, equals with v square 0 square minus u square. U square is 49 whole square. So 49 whole square. Perfect. So what you gonna do next? You will tell me, sir. I will. So see, can I do this one like that? So let me see how many of you can relate. You are in class 9 now, right? So I can make this one 49 into 49, right? Yes. Divided by. Okay. So minus 9.8 into 2. All right. So related what I did here. I know you can. So minuses are cancelling. So 49 once I can cancel, and I can cancel it twice. You have a point, so 0.2. 49 once, 49 twice is 98. You have a 0 point, so you put 0 point. Okay. I mean point, you put a point over here. So what gonna be next now? Next you see 49 divided by how much? 0.4. Correct. So I will take this sum here. Okay, and keep seeing what I'm gonna do after that. I was searching height, correct? And what is my number right now? So this number can I make 49 into 10 divided by 0.4 into 10. I'm removing the decimal. So this will become how much? 490 divided by 4. Okay. Now let me divide for the final answer. So you're gonna tell me, sir, let me divide. 490, correct? Let me divide. So how it will be? Once it goes 4, twice it goes 8. Okay, you have a balance 1 0. Okay, so how much time it goes? 2 times it goes 8 again. You have a 2 balance, so you will put a 0.0. So this is 5 times, it will give me 20. I don't have a place, so this is what your answer is right now. So 122.5 meter is the height. If you want to reframe the question, all right, when you throw the object upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second, it's gonna produce a constant acceleration of 9.8 meter per second, which you're gonna take minus, and it will reach the maximum height of how much? 122.5 meter. Perfect, right? You guys are getting me? Isn't it easy? It is easy, sir. Just you need to see, just you need to know the trick of solving the question and what are the changes. Okay. So see, the total time to reach the maximum height. So what is the total time it have taken to reach the height? What was the height? The height was 122 here. Okay, so this height, how much time it took to reach the height, that you need to find out now. All right, so let's see. A bit quick. Let's see. Object was thrown upward, so it got a height of how much? 122.5 meter. With what time it gonna reach this height? Okay, so I told you in the second part, whenever, okay, I'm telling you right now, I told in the previous video, you need to go in a playlist and check it out. I did a similar type of video back then. Okay, for an object, everyone, thrown upward or downside. Okay, in the second part of the question, if they ask you time, okay, so you are directly going with this formula. V is equals with U plus GT. Okay, GT, sorry. Here you can find out the time. So what is the value for V? You're gonna tell me 0. Thrown upward, right? Value for U was 49, remember? Plus G is minus of 9.8, okay, into T. Time I'm searching. So I'm gonna take it this side. Positive number will become negative, equals with minus of 9.8 into T, right? So minus and minus got cancelled, correct? So T becomes what? 49 divided by 9.8. So similar as before, I can multiply upside down with 10. Okay, when I do this, I'll get a number here. Relate it. I'll get 490 divided by 98. I know this much maths everybody knows here, correct? Equals with. So 98 into how many times? You're gonna tell me 5 times. That's your time. Okay, that's your time at where the object will reach the height. Perfect. All right. So that's how you solve the equation of motion during free fall. So you have one more. Okay, that's what the idea is. All right, you need to keep on solving number of question more. If you keep on solving number of question more, you get the idea of how you go with this. All right, so that's what we call practice in English, which you don't do, right? A stone is thrown vertically upward. This time it is vertically upward. It goes like that. Okay. So what you gonna do? Tell me. You better give a pause and try to solve this question by one. Done? Let's see what will be the answer now. So a stone is thrown vertically upward. You're gonna tell me value for V is equals to 0. Perfect, sir. With an initial velocity. What is the initial velocity of the thrown? You will tell me, sir, 40 meter per second. So U is equals to 40 meter per second. Perfect. Perfect. Taking g is equals with 10. So this time they told you in the question to take the value of g as 10. Approx 9.8 close by. Okay. Minus or plus? You will tell me minus, sir. Okay. Find the maximum height it reach. So what is the max height? What is the max height? So what you're gonna do? Again, you're gonna use. Okay. Please write the statement given and all. All right. Okay. Very much needed. So I will see height is involved and time is not given. What is your equation? 2gh is equals with v square minus u square. Okay, what is time is given? H is equals with ut plus half at square. So 2 into value for g is what you will do, sir. Minus 10, perfect, very good, into height we are searching. Okay, v square is 0 square minus u square is how much? 40 square. 40 square. So what are you going to do now? So both minus 20 equals into height equals with minus of 40 into 40, right? So what you can do next? Height is equals with 40 into 40 divided by 20. You can clearly see minus and minus getting cancelled, right? All right. So there you go, twice. What's your answer? 80 meter. So reframe it. When you throw the object with 40 meter per second, it will reach what is the height? 80 meter. All right, getting me? See the next one then. Next one is, what is the net displacement and total distance curves of the stone when it returns to the surface of the earth? So let me see what they're asking now, okay? Let me see what they're asking with a proper diagram. All right, so experience it. What is the height you got in the answer? You will tell me, sir, I got 80 meter, correct? So they're asking what is the distance first of all. They're asking what is the distance first of all. All right, they're asking what is the distance first of all. Okay, you'll ask what is distance now? It was the total path covered by an object from initial to the final position. So this was initial, object gone like that, right? Again came like that, right? So initial, and this is also the final, correct? So total path while going it took how many meter? 80 meter. While coming how much? 80 meter. So what you will do for the distance? 80 meter plus 80 meter. Your answer is 160 meter. Very good. So what is next? Next is displacement for the same situation. So displacement, you need to recall what was displacement. Okay, you will tell me, sir, it was the shortest path between initial and final position. Well, what is the shortest path? 0, right? Same place. Object went and came back to the same place. So displacement will be 0. So what you will do? Mathematically, 80 meter came back, right? Opposite direction. It's a vector quantity, so you will subtract it. Your answer is how much? 0 meter. Okay, getting me? So this is how they're gonna frame the question in 3 equation of motion. All right, so then keep on interplaying. Somewhere you need to find out distance, somewhere you need to find out time. All right, somewhere you need to find out final velocity. In some situation you need to find out distance and other variables you have. Getting me? So this is how we solve the 3 equation of motion. So I'll take a final question for this. Okay, today's session, a final question. Object is released from a height with the initial velocity 5 meter per second. So no more situation. You're gonna make initial velocity is equals to how much? 5 meter per second directly, correct? You know it now. Calculate the distance covered. So distance was the height, remember? So height is equals with what? What is the time given? You will tell me, sir, time given is 2 seconds. Okay, take value for g. Take value for g is equals to how much? 10 meter per second. An object is released from a height. So this value will be positive. Correct? Release from a height. G will be positive. Now tell me, sir, which equation you're going to make? I know you are very confident now. Sir, time is given and I need to find out height. Time is given and to find out height. What's the formula? Square. I know I left this equation for you and I definitely know you will solve it, right? Try. And when we meet someday, somewhere, you're going to tell me the answer. So I did this. Okay. So this is how the 3 equation of motion we utilize when an object falling freely under the influence of gravity. Everybody getting me, I guess? Let me reframe it. This is so important to reframe the things. All right. Okay. So see how to reframe the things. We were discussing about free fall when object falls freely under the influence of gravity. Okay, you got me now? For a freely falling object, this is how the equation gonna change. All right, this is how the equation will be changing, and that's how the question comes. The question comes only in two format. Now you can definitely relate it, whether the object is dropped downward or the object is thrown upward, and what you need to take, you know it now, very clear. Okay, so that's how it goes, everybody. So the question will be keep on interplaying with, either you need to find out, question will be keep on interplaying with, either you need to find out the distance, all right, or you need to find out the final velocity, or you need to find out the initial velocity. Okay, that's what you need to keep on doing. Okay, so I will see you in another episode of physics. All right, till then, stay healthy.